I think a lot of it came from living in New York for a while, a long time, and just it kind of grinds you into this person that's very direct and short and just not the, a little abrasive. You don't really care as much about how other people are doing. It's not like a saying hello to a stranger on the street kind of thing. And then I kind of climaxed with this awful relationship I was in, and then once I got out of that, I just left New York and came back here, and it really just kind of shook me as to I kind of became, like my mom at one point. I'd come home and she was like, "What happened to my sweet boy?" And I was like, "Ugh, that
damn."
I know.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
What did you like that? New York or this bitch?
But no,
which one?
I liked
Who hurt my Hunter?
Yeah, it was honestly because even in New York, everyone was like, "Oh, Hunter, you're too nice. You're too soft and nice." And I was like, "Oh, the nicest guy in New York can still be the biggest asshole in Austin."
And welcome to Tyler Is Groce Podcast, about a comedian talking to his successful friends about life and growth, self-improvement. What are you doing? What do you need to be doing? All so that I can crush my friends and whatever they're doing. And today we got a crusher himself, Hunter Duncan. Let me tell you about this motherfucker. Okay, so I've been doing my podcast, minding my own goddamn business. And this he will not stop. Every episode that comes out, he's like, "Wow, fucking another white dude. That's not me. Another white dude. When am I coming in?" He is messaging me over and over again, complaining about how he has not been on my podcast every episode. He doesn't even consider, is there any rhyme or reason to the people I choose? Nothing. He just... So finally, I give in to this man. This man, my good friend. I mean, I officiated his wedding. He is married to his wife because of me. And we're very good friends. I had him on this past weekend. At my run at Velveeta, my headlining spots at Velveeta Room in Austin, Texas. This last weekend. It was fucking great. It was so much fun. He was there. We had a blast. And I also recorded this podcast with him. And let me tell you, I waited to have him on. And I think waiting worked because I'm better. He's better. We're all excited. There's tension. There's energy. There's fun. He tells a devastating story about his childhood and how he was made fun of. And I just make fun of him the whole time. And I'm so insensitive towards his pain. And it's really just a fun time. It's really just a fun episode. So everyone go and check it out. We love Hunter Duncan. You can see some clips of him on the internet for sure. He's been on Comedy Central on YouTube, so check that out. He has shows in Austin, Texas at Cherrywood every week, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. He's got other shows, Stone Drunk Sober at formerly known as Spider House Ballroom in Austin, Texas. So check that shit out and check him out. He's got lots of stuff on the internet. And he's a good dude. He's a bitch. And and I love him a lot. This is what the vibe of the episode is. So check it out. Listen, we're up to, I think, 116, 115 subscribers. We're doing great. And last week I was busy with the headlining, so I didn't post as much. But man, it was a great weekend. A lot of people came out. Hopefully you did. You watching, hopefully you came out. I'm going to have another headlining set in August, at the end of August, so be on the lookout for that. But man, it was a great weekend. So grateful, so happy that my friends came, that strangers came, that we packed out the Velveeta Room in Austin, Texas. And, just gratitude all around. So thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much if you came out. And thank you, Hunter's bitch ass, for doing the episode and just being my friend through it all. So I really appreciate it. I think you're going to like this episode. Check it out. Goodbye.
It does look like we're just... Hi. It looks like we're co-hosting a YouTube channel.
Honestly, that's what I'm hoping this is going to feel like. I'm hoping it's going to feel more co-hosty.
Yeah, well, I thought we had that vibe. I thought we would be co-hosting.
We're starting. Listen.
When do you want to start? When does it start?
No, it's starting now. We're gonna cut off the stuff if that wasn't about us.
It's real professional. Yeah.
You know, it is real professional. Okay, look, I got a camera. I got multiple lights. One of them just my normal lamp.
Yeah.
It helps. I got this painting behind us that no one even.
Is that of you?
No, that's a Basquiat painting. That's
like
Basquiat, and then that's Andy Warhol.
Oh, he painted himself, and then Andy Warhol picking his nose.
I think he's more in a thinking pose. You can look it up. Type in blue Basquiat, you'll find it.
Don't do that.
Because Andy Warhol took a liking to Basquiat very quickly.
Okay.
And many think that it was homosexual in nature. He wanted to fuck Basquiat. Now Basquiat wasn't gay, so I don't think he was into it so much. But Andy Warhol wanted to fuck Basquiat.
Who painted this? Basquiat?
Yeah.
Oh, so he was like, I know you want to fuck me. This is the best I can do.
But Basquiat was a young black artist in like the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
So he was like, and Andy Warhol was a huge guy. So it was like, this huge artist likes me.
Right.
So naturally, I'm gonna follow along.
Okay. So like tease him around a little bit? Sure.
I don't
That's
know.
Okay. Whatever it takes.
I don't know if that's what it was. I don't know if that's what it was.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I'm really glad you're here. You look good, and you're handsome.
Yeah,
handsome as ever.
Fuck you.
And your hair looks great, and your shirt doesn't look stained at all.
Yeah, they can't see it.
They
I'm
can't
blocking
see
it with
it.
the...
You're doing that on purpose?
I don't know. I don't know how to sit. I don't know. I've never been on this show before.
Is it not comfortable?
It's
I
comfortable.
I got you water. I wanted to make you as comfortable.
No, I appreciate it.
Bull?
Yeah.
You can have.
I brought my own.
You can have some. Well, sure. I'm gonna take credit. You can have some kombucha if you like.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. No, I'm good.
Oh, buddy.
Yeah.
Trilogy. It's good.
So what episode number is this?
Well, it's got to be in the hundreds now. Got to be in the hundreds.
I'm
now. Just to let in the viewer listener,
sure.
Hunter is very butthurt that he's a guest on my podcast.
I am
so late.
Hurt that it is taken. We had talked about co-hosting a podcast.
Yeah, we did.
And then suddenly I see a thing where you're like, "Oh, I'm co-hosting a podcast with two other friends of mine." And I was like, "What the fuck?"
And what's special about those friends?
It's the Light Skin Podcast.
It's the Light Skin Podcast.
I mean, I'm the lightest.
Listen, there's a fine line.
Yeah, where it's too light. All right, that's fine. But then you're like, oh, and a second podcast, and then you're just hosting it by yourself, and then it's like, okay, well, I'll be the first guest, and then just clip after clip after.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
I will say, real emotions were felt.
I
was giving my wife a talk, just like, I don't understand why, Tyler. I mean, is this me? Am I being too much?
Here's the thing, I had a vision for this podcast. Okay. I had a vision. As you know, I texted it to you. It's that I got this before. Yeah, I got this before I actually started the first episode. I wanted a podcast where I would ask my successful friends about life and self-improvement and getting better so that I could beat them and crush them and whatever you do.
Right.
And now that was just a seed of an idea.
Right.
I had to put soil, I had to plant, I had to water it, I had to make sure it gets the sun. That's what those first guests were.
Oh.
Now it's a plant. Now it's still budding, but it's there now. And now I actually have something to show you when you come on. And I'm like, I've been working on my skills up to this point. Now I can bring on the HD Hunter Duncan.
Come on. I feel,
You see?
I didn't know if that was.
I get it. You were projecting. You were feeling insecure.
You are a sales. You spun that to a way where I'm like, you know what? It is good that I'm later.
It's I just wanted to make sure that I knew what I wanted to I wanted to pave the road a little bit.
Yeah,
so we knew how to get to paradise.
Man, that worked. Whatever you said, I mean, I don't know why. I've been mad for like a month.
I know.
And then
you've been texting me every episode like, really? Not me?
Really? Another white guy?
Still not me?
I mean,
it's only two white guys and Jared.
Well, there were two, and that's
Jared's white, but he's more of a correspondent on the show.
Yeah, his episodes don't watch
gay,
his.
So he's in a different category.
Well, you can watch him because he's gay, just because they're all so serious. I was in the war voting.
Okay,
like,
well,
relax.
No, me and Jared's are like, I've been telling Jared, I'm like, can you like, I'm like, I'm like, yo, these are serious as hell, man.
I know, they're serious.
You know what he does is he watches them back, and then he's like, hey, man, you said some funny things that I just ignored because I was in serious mode, and that's on me. That's my bad.
Yeah.
I should have played.
Yeah,
with you.
no, he's.
But I love having him on. He's interesting.
Yeah,
And
no, he's like a guy who's just been underground for the last 17 years and just has these hardened opinions on.
Yeah. They're good opinions.
I know. I don't listen because I'm just like, ugh, these stress me out. But
but also the episodes are better than the clips. Who wants to watch a clip of a guy being like, socialism needs to be adopted by everybody and it's Nancy Pelosi? Like, no one wants to watch that.
It's a good clip. Clip this right here.
No one wants to watch that. But people watching the full conversation in context.
Yeah.
Having him be serious and then me be a little wacky.
Yeah.
Kind of balance it out. It's a bit more watchable.
What do you think? So based on what you've been putting out there, what do people want to see? What's getting the most hits? Is it jokey? Is it race?
Podcast-wise?
Hot issues? Yeah. Like you putting clips out, you putting podcast steps out. I mean, what's...
I appreciate you really taking the hosting role. Seriously, so thank you.
Well, now that we got a plant, let's fucking
let's
jerk that plant off. Yeah, let's get it hard.
Well,
let's both sit.
Stand-up clip-wise, I'm not sure because I think some of them do good. I think just the funny one. I think we just want to see a moment of funny.
Okay,
that's all people really want to see.
I
think one of my favorite clips. This is so self-indulgent talking about my own clips of my own podcast on my own podcast.
Right.
But listen, this is Tyler is gross. It's like a mirror in a mirror. And the one with Chewy, one with my buddy Chewy, and we did a whole act out of. A couple arguing in the apartment next door.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, it was good. But it was good though.
Yeah.
You have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, I don't believe it. It's like, hey, go watch my improv. That's what people are. It's
but people, it did well. You know what I really love? This is what I love about you being here is that I'm just glad that you opened your heart, even though you were feeling all these feelings of anger and distrust and deceit.
Yeah.
That you turn that page, you turn that chapter here, as well as I remember when I first mentioned the podcast. One of the things that you said, I don't know if you remember, you were like, "Hey man, don't do that." Do you remember that? You're like, don't do that podcast, man.
Oh, the one you?
No, this one.
Yeah.
You're like, don't do it, man. No one's going to watch, man.
I said that?
Yeah, you was like,
well, I probably said that because I didn't want you to do the podcast without me.
You do these.
That was that sounds exactly right.
You were like, man, no one's going to watch a podcast with just you. I feel like you need, I don't know, someone else to, bounce jokes and ideas off of. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. I thought I had Tyler officiate my wedding a couple weeks ago.
I did. A couple weeks.
You are drinking off of the coffee table I gave you.
Man, that's very true. Wow.
And I helped you move into this place.
That's a stretch.
I did. What are you talking about? I moved this table in. I moved these chairs in with you. Remember?
But just the table.
What? You don't have much else. It's not like behind the camera there's a fucking shark aquarium that people aren't seeing.
There's a TV. There's some paintings.
There is. Ooh, the painting got some naked lady.
I'm lucky enough that I had a community of people to come out and help me.
Man, I help you move, and you are diminishing that, you motherfucker.
I'm just glad that you now see the merit in my podcast, and that you've gotten over these tough emotions.
Yeah, I'm way over it.
And I'm glad that you're here. I'm just glad you're here.
No,
and you know what?
Great.
You know what? And now it's a successful, award-winning podcast.
It smells good. Yeah. No, this is great. Is there a lot of
trash in here? I forgot to take the trash out.
Are you gonna edit this to the good parts?
If you want me,
whenever we start,
again, we have started.
I know you said we started, but we're gonna.
Well, no,
and then it's like a start, and then hit the.
Can I tell you a story about how great my podcast is?
All right, yeah, go ahead.
No,
it would be like a co.
We need the hot reaction. So, last night, I don't
react to this good story. Give me the laughs deep into the mic. All right.
So I don't know if you noticed the shirt I'm wearing, but it says the Big Steppers Tour 2022. That yesterday.
It's got a gun surrounded by barbed wire.
And then it has this on the back.
Yeah, you're off camera, but that's fine. But yes, it's got a lot of cities, and there you go. Yep.
Okay.
I choose me. I am sorry. That's what it says on the back of that.
I choose me. I'm sorry. Because I went to the Kendrick Lamar concert last night. I saw K-Dot, and everyone loves K-Dot. And I was there, and man, it was a good show. Okay. Have you ever been front close up at a concert?
Yes, one. Buck Cherry.
Who?
Buck Cherry.
Who's Buck Cherry?
Hey, you're a crazy bitch, but you fuck so good. I'm on top of that. I'm a dream. Doing you all night. Dancing night. Yeah, right on. Yeah. I was there. Yeah.
Was it like, the thing about this concert is bodies were just pressed up against me. Young, taller than me, testosterone-filled white boys.
Oh, okay.
Were like, you fucking Kendrick. And I'm like, yo, this is not what this is about, man. This is from the heart.
Okay.
I need some water. Like, it's not about all this shit that. Also, the temperature was so hot.
I can't imagine.
It was like a sauna. It was terrible.
Was it all white boys? Was it mostly white?
Up front, it was like exclusively white, which is Kendrick Lamar sold out. You heard it here first.
That's what you're gonna get. All right.
But what are you gonna do? But
we're both drinking a lot.
it was horrible.
Yeah.
It was really, really terrible. And my girl, she likes it. She's like, everyone's pushing and shoving, and you just feel like you're lost in the experience. And I'm like, this is the worst thing I've ever felt ever.
Right.
It's fucking horrible.
I hate that.
And I couldn't tell if it was because I don't like concerts. I don't really care for concerts. I just find, because like even the whole time watching Kendrick, I'm like, focus Tyler, and then I'm like writing bits, and I'm like, focus Tyler, and then I'm watching, it's Kendrick and Baby Keem. Mm-hmm. You know Baby Keem?
No, but I'm going to act like I do.
You know Baby Keem?
Oh, yeah, of course.
So it's both of them. They're cousins.
Oh, all right.
And they had some songs together. And then they're in a box rapping these songs together. And I'm just thinking about my cousin Juju. And I'm like, we used to like play video games in our underwear. And we used to my mom would cook pizza bagels and we'd run into the kitchen. Like, imagine then being in a concert at the peak, greatest hip hop artist of all time, and you're just rapping with your cousin, and then you just look at each other like, remember fucking pizza bagels?
Yeah.
Remember that shit? I'm just thinking about that shit instead of just enjoying the music, you know?
Yeah.
And
you're thinking about kids in their underwear instead of enjoying the music?
Me and my cousin. I'm thinking of childhood memories.
Oh, all right. Your own cousin in his underwear.
Lamar.
Right.
Yeah. Why are you making it weird?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I thought
I'm
we
sharing
were
a beautiful memory.
Oh, I thought we were doing bits. I thought the serious stuff didn't work.
No, I'm sharing a beautiful memory.
Oh, all right. No, this is great. Beautiful. Okay. I'm sorry. Yes. So underwear to the highest level. I apologize. I'll get off the underwear thing. It is from video games and bagel bites to...
Can you imagine? You have a cousin, I'm sure.
Yeah. You've met him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
See, imagine both of y'all, like, touring comedy, doing the biggest stuff, and it's like, man, how did we get here? Look at us.
Yeah.
And I was feeling really happy for them.
Yeah.
For Kendrick and Baby Keem. And then, anyway, so the concert was great. We get in line, we get the merch, and we're walking out, and there's this black dude, and he's like, yo, Tyler! And I'm looking at him, and I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. And he's like, and I'm like, is he talking to me? And then, but he's like, he's maybe like he's very close, 5 feet away. And he's like, Tyler, what's up? And I was like, snap out of it. And I was like, hey, what's up, man? Ha ha. You know what we do? Yeah. And then, you know how we lie to people? You know how you like recognize someone vaguely from comedy and then you see them at like, the gym and they're like, fucking Hunter. And you're like, hey.
Yep.
Buddy. So he did that. And then he goes, hey, man, love the podcast. And he just walked away. I know.
What?
I know.
This one?
I know.
You think it was this one or the light skin one?
I like to think it was this one.
I think it was this one.
I think it was probably this one.
Yeah. I think you kind of fade into the background on the other one.
No, I shine. But but that's how successful my podcast. He goes to a Kendrick Lamar concert and he was more excited to see me than K. Dot himself.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that you went that he was like, that concert was great.
Yeah.
But what was
I got to meet my idol.
Life changing.
I know.
The real Tyler, the creator. Yeah.
I mean, listen. Isn't that fun? Isn't that a
that
fun
is
story?
fun. Yeah. And then he just walked away.
Well, I was uncomfortable because I was
I was going to say that's the best interaction with somebody who's kind of a fan that you can have is if somebody's like, hey, what's up?
And
Big fan. Keep doing it.
And I only say that because it's so unusual.
Is he watching, you think?
That's what I'm saying. Hey, that nigga at the Kendrick concert. Mm-hmm. Hey, I love you too, man. Thanks for the shout out. I hope you had a good time. I hope you got the merch that you wanted. I got a size. Oh, fuck. I spilled kombucha on my white shirt. I just got it yesterday.
God, you are a mess. How much was that? How much is merch?
$45.
$45? $45 for a Kendrick t-shirt?
And I got socks for $40.
And you spilled on it? Did you say socks?
I got 3 pairs of socks for $40. They're right there on the couch. on top of the backpack.
What do they say?
I think 2 of them say big steppers and 1 of them says I'm not your savior.
How much were these? Look at
these were
good socks.
these are little polka dots. They're really lifting my ankle there.
Well, yeah,
I've never had a man put.
Once you stretch,
I've never had a man put my ankles above my head before.
Get used to it, baby. That's what we'll call our pod, the ankles above your head pod.
Oh boy, yeah, no. But yeah, that's what I've been up to. What are you doing? Are you doing as interesting things as me? Probably not.
I mean, I'm not getting shouted out. I gotta. I'm trying to think. I have had people come and say something to me at the gym, but yeah. Are we talking about that? Or are you just asking what else I'm doing?
Just whatever's going on before we get into it, as you say.
Well, no. I mean, I'm just doing the same old shit.
Yeah.
I'm focused on like the stuff that you were asking earlier.
Yeah,
about
tell me. Well, I mean,
like, what do you do to be better?
What are you working on? What are you doing to be better? Where is Hunter Duncan at now, and where does he want to go?
Oh, well, I mean, that's a big question. Do you mean it like personally? Like you talking about comedy and career wise? Are you talking about like?
I'm saying, well, but here's the thing. So there is comedy and career, and that's what we both are as comedians who are trying to get careers. But but there's more to a person than just their career. Right. So maybe right now, I think for me, the last year, my career was sort of on the back burner while I was taking care of some personal stuff. Mm-hmm. And so if you would talk to me in that last year, I would be like, yo, here's my personal stuff that I'm working on. But is that you? Are you in a personal mode? Are you in a career mode? What are you focused on? I mean, you just got married. I married you and your wife.
That's right. You did. A little roasty. We rewatched it. Yeah. We got a video of
it.
Oh,
there's a video?
Yeah. I had my cousin put a GoPro up and
on his head?
We rewatched it. No, that would have been tight though.
He's like, oh shit.
He's just like looking around, looking at his dick. No, it's but we got the video. Yeah, the speech you gave was very nice. It was a little roasty, which was fun. Yeah. It was good. No, it was great.
You asked me.
You're not wrong.
But I did ask you to ask me.
Yeah. Well, I honestly, we had already thought of you, and then you mentioned it, and I was like, it's serendipitous. So, but no, I would say
that I want to go to a wedding and take all the attention. That's that's in the stars.
Yeah, exactly. And I was like, I don't want the attention anyway. But yeah, it's what am I doing? I don't know. I would say the professional and the personal stuff is kind of it's the same. Just because I think that whatever you're doing professionally, if you're into it, that it should be it should have the same amount of weight in your life, I guess.
That's deep.
If you care about it and you want to do it, and I'm not talking about like doing like, your cubicle job that you don't really want to do, but like
guy listening.
Well, I mean, and if you care about it though,
job.
If you care,
no, it's garbage what you're doing, cubicle guy.
But I don't know if you care, just doing
Stop
something
taking care of your family and live your dreams, cubicle guy.
That's true. Take a shot. Risk it all.
Risk it all. Child's college fund, risk it.
Don't need it.
Wife's love and support of you, risk it.
Don't need it. 401k.
401 gay, more like it. Listen, I went there.
Canceled.
I've said gay so many times on this podcast.
Do you?
I've said it a handful of times.
Oh, well, I mean, that's a lot.
Always Jared.
That's a lot for
Jared's
somebody.
always there, unless he's not.
Yeah. He's here in our hearts to call him gay. But yeah. So wait, so you were asking like, what am I doing?
Just like, what are you focused on, like bettering yourself?
In terms of bettering are you talking about stuff like exercise?
I'm talking about whatever the fuck you want to do.
All right. I don't know. I will say like doing exercises for I think actual physical exercise is a big part of it for me. I don't do it that much, but
do you work out?
Yeah.
I know you seem like one of these dudes that have like just a natural broad shoulders, thick thighs. Do you shave your legs?
What?
They look very sharp and pointy. Your leg hair.
Yeah, I actually.
Did you shave your legs recently?
Yeah.
Why? Did you go on a marathon?
Yeah, sure. No, I just honestly, it's because it's like I have like all this leg hair, and then I was like, for a kind of the indie movie that we did, I had to shave it, and then I was like, oh, I kind of like that look better.
Oh,
and then so I mean, it's not shave, but like, I'll shave it.
What are you buzzing?
People at home, shave your legs.
Hey guys, it's 2022.
Honestly, you don't know. Have to. I mean, I've had leg hair since I was like fucking 9 years old or whatever, and so, oh yeah, that's what everyone wants. I got that cloud of pubes when I was fucking 6. But no, I was like, shave it. What's under there?
I mean, I feel like, have I ever shaved my armpits? I feel like shaving my armpits, I would think I would like that. I don't think I have, but I do remember a simpler time when I didn't have armpit hair yet. And I remember being like, you get sweaty and it'd go, like it was slick.
Yeah.
And I remember enjoying that.
I think I've always had armpit hair. Does your girl shave her armpits?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've asked her to stop.
Did you really?
Mm-hmm.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So you asked her to stop.
And she won't.
And then you want to shave yours.
She refuses. Yeah, we're doing some gender bendy stuff. No big deal.
Oh, okay.
We're getting into it.
Wow. But she won't. Yeah. Why do you want her to not shave it?
Because I think it's a good look. This is what I want
How
from
progressive.
her. This is what I want from her. I am very progressive. This is what I want. I want a girl to not shave her armpits and then to shave them so I can feel like I'm with multiple women. That's what I want.
Oh, okay.
I just want.
Is that how you define? Are you spending that much time in the armpit area?
I like the variety. That's what I like. I like it growing and then it and then it was a clean. And same with downstairs.
Ooh, it's a clean. That's
It's a me.
Okay. That's interesting. You do okay.
But she won't because she's like, I feel.
Yeah, let her be a woman. Let her do her.
Yeah.
Yeah. I prefer no armpit hair.
Yeah.
But you know what?
Yeah, normie.
To each their own,
Yeah,
because I
fucking
feel
normie.
like I could lose some.
Whatever the culture tells you, that's what you follow.
Yeah, I will do whatever as a straight white guy. Whatever you tell me to say, that's what I think.
Well, here's what I want to know about you.
Okay.
Because here's if Hunter Duncan is synonymous with one thing, it's charm. It's charisma.
Whoa.
It's social intelligence. If you walk into a room,
right,
and you leave that room, everyone's like, "That Hunter Duncan guy's great."
He just said the right things.
How? I can tell. I'm being playful, but I can also tell that like this ego flattery is really working.
Yeah. Yeah, 100%.
I can tell.
You're
like Tyler's being fun, but go on.
But don't stop.
Yeah, but don't stop. How did you get to that point of being the room, set the room on fire, light in the darkness?
Wow. This is
guy that you are.
This is very flattering. None of this positive talk was done at my wedding.
I did a little bit. Do yourself a favor. Go back and watch the old episodes. See if I compliment people like this.
Oh,
I don't.
Well, that's good to know. I won't go back and listen, but
I know.
But no, I may if it'll make me feel better. No, I will say that I think a lot of it came from living in New York for a while, a long time, and just. It kind of grinds you into this person that's very direct and short and just not the, a little abrasive. You don't really care as much about how other people are doing. It's not like a saying hello to a stranger on the street kind of thing. And then I kind of climaxed with this awful relationship I was in. And then once I got out of that, I just left New York and came back here, and it really just kind of shook me as to I kind of became, like my mom at one point. I'd come home and she was like, "What happened to my sweet boy?" And I was like, "Ugh, that
damn."
I know.
Did you like that?
Yeah.
What did you like that? New York or this bitch?
But no,
which one?
I liked.
Who hurt my Hunter?
Yeah, it was honestly because even in New York, everyone was like, "Oh, Hunter, you're too nice. You're too soft and nice." And I was like, "Oh, the nicest guy in New York can still be the biggest asshole in Austin."
I'm fascinated because I'm moving to New York. We've talked about this a bunch, and another reason why you're mad at me.
Yeah.
But what does that mean exactly? Explain this to me. What is this dynamic in New York? Sure, there's the whole thing. Everyone's, "Hey, I'm walking here," and everyone's eating slices of pizza, folding it in half. What's? That's all I know about New York.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
It's just it's a city where everybody is. There's 8 million people that are packed into this very small area, and they're all walking just straight by you without acknowledging you or noticing you, and it can feel very lonely.
And you're like, "Excuse me, sorry."
Pardon?
You
can just be, if
someone
someone
knocked off your straw hat, and you're like, "Excuse me, partner."
Yeah, howdy. My apologies, sir. When I first moved there, I was like, "Yes, sir, yes, ma'am," and people were like, "Don't do that." People would literally go, "Where are you from?" And I'd say Texas, and they go, oh, okay.
But
Texas.
Also, well, I guess it's fine if you're aware of if you're like, that's my charm.
Yeah.
But I guess you were just like a sweet boy.
They beat you down into being like, oh, there's a people just kind of judge and move so quickly there. It's like, oh, Texas Southern idiot. I'm gonna keep moving. And yeah.
And what who were these people? Because you weren't doing comedy.
It's like people. No. It was like people you work. Mostly people like that I was like working with. That was my first exposure to people. It was at a company called Trammell Crow, which is like a commercial real estate company.
So you were selling real estate?
No, I started doing project management, which is essentially construction and design oversight. And I had like an English and a business degree, so I had no idea. My cousin's boyfriend gave me the job.
I mean, it sounds like charm and charisma. I mean, that's what seems.
It actually did, because I essentially rescued. He came to our holiday, our Christmas, our family Christmas. He got way too drunk. My cousin didn't help him. He was thrown, and I like carried him and took care of him all night. And then at the end of it, the next day, he was like, "That shows character. And if you want a job when you graduate,
I know a remedy. If you get some cow urine and rub it on your chest, the aromas will fix you right up, sir."
You mix it together, and yeah.
And he was like, "I like the cut of your jib. How do you want to come work for me in that? See that tall building? Yeah." You're gonna be right at the tippy top.
300th floor. You're gonna, yeah, yeah. That's pretty much what it was. And
wow.
But yeah. So I did that when I first got there, and it's intense, but everything's intense. But
it wore you down enough that your mommy was like,
"Well,
where's my baby boy?"
Right. Just because it's intense and all these. Yeah, all these.
Did you come home and like call your mom a bitch?
No.
Hey, where's the dinner, bitch? Oh, I'm
sorry,
sorry, Ma.
I don't even know what it was. I just remember she kind of like made that comment and it stuck with me for a year, and I was like, all right, I need to reel it in. But then anyway, coming back from that and that shitty relationship I was in, where
tell me about that.
I just realized that
I don't know.
Everything's better. What?
I said, what's her name? Tell me about
her
that.
name. Yeah.
What did she do to you?
Look her up.
I'm probably gonna keep it in. I'm lazy, but
yeah.
You shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. No, look her up.
What did she do to you? What did she do to you?
Oh man, I mean, I don't. It was awful. But
I'll tell you. I mean, it's probably you were in your 20s.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a bad one in their 20s.
Yeah.
It's like I'm sure she was your bad one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean that was the bad one.
Why are you so nice, Hunter? I'm bringing you around my friends. You can't say no yes ma'am and no ma'am. She was black. I don't know why everybody. I don't know why I bring this white boy out to all my black girlfriends. I'm like, hey, why are you doing that, Hunter? Oh my god.
No. Yeah. I mean it was pretty much like that.
Yeah. What happened?
What happened? I mean this isn't very funny so far, but I mean she was just she was physically and abusive and like and you know it's
to
tough.
Poor sweet Hunter. Where's she from?
Baltimore.
See, now I have to bleep out the name. Now you're making me do all this fucking work.
Yeah.
Anyway,
from Baltimore. Not black, but
no. Okay.
But yeah, she. But yeah, it was.
Wow, that's terrible.
Yeah.
So then she's treating you shitty, and then you go to work, and everyone's like, "You're too nice," and then like.
Yeah,
you're just getting it from all sides, and then you're like,
yeah. It was, it was bad. And then I'd always wanted to do stand up, and I was a big fan. I used to go just watch it all the time, and then I finally was like, you know, a buddy of mine at like 3 a.m. on one of my birthdays, we were hanging out, and it was just us left, and he was like, "Oh, I thought you were gonna make this change and try to do stand up," and I was like, "Yeah, I've been waiting for, you know, the right time or a sign or something." And he was like, "Yeah, dude, listen, I learned a while ago, if you're going to wait for a sign, it's never going to come. You just got to close your eyes and just do it."
And ironically, him saying that,
that's what did it. I went and quit the next day. Yeah.
So you quit your job.
Uh-huh.
But you were here in Texas?
No, I was in New York, and then I moved back because I wanted to move back because I didn't think I could. I knew I couldn't hold that job and work like 100 hours a week, and then also do stand up.
Make a lot of money.
So
a lot of money.
Huh? No, I did fine. But I mean, like up there, it's not.
How many bedrooms?
No, not a lot. I mean, in New
Not
York, you're
not
still
a lot of
like,
bedrooms.
yeah, you're
not
still
a lot of bedrooms.
You're
More
still.
than one.
I mean, but the last place I lived with other guys, but we had a 5-bedroom place. But I lived with other guys. That was a cool spot.
Yeah.
But it was expensive.
So your buddy was like, you gotta go, and you quit your job.
Yeah, you just take the jump.
Were you
And
broken up with your girl at that point, or did you?
Yeah. I had gotten out, and that's where I jumped into that.
Did you give her one finally at the very end?
No, that's what. Honestly, this is so lame. But it's like me being like, I want to live. I want to like be successful and do well, and that's the way I'm gonna like. I want. I feel like how like you check up on your exes on Instagram, and be like, hey, I hope you're doing terribly. Right. Yeah, I'm hoping that she's doing that and that I can be doing super well, and that'll be how I.
Yeah, that what is it? J. Cole said it best. He said, the punishment for you was that you're not with me.
I like that.
But he said something first that rhyme that led into a rhyme, so it felt more profound.
No, I like that.
But it's still good.
Yeah.
The punishment for you is that you're not with me.
Yeah, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, cool. That's what it is.
Going to see him on tour next. Watch out. Coming at you.
There's been a whole ad just for this one. That whole
K-Dot. Big Stepper store.
That's right. Check out that kombucha spill.
I know.
That's all right. You can throw it away.
Isn't that the most Austin thing? I spilled kombucha on my Kendrick Lamar shirt.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to say that tonight.
Yeah. What do you do?
Hold on. I'm going to turn it down, but keep talking.
Okay. What do you do to, the air? Jesus, I'm sweating. Nice. What do you do to, we write jokes together, but what do you do to do you have any exercises that you do?
We're not getting off this New York thing, but I will answer.
Oh, okay. Oh, I'm sorry.
I tend to just, if I have an idea, I jot down the idea in my phone. And then if it's something more complex, I'll write out my thoughts about it. I'll just keep writing and writing and writing. And hopefully some premises come out of that, or hopefully just like another point of view, or like really to solidify what I think about a thing. Because I feel like what I've come to is like my stand-up is very, I feel like I don't know, I'm thinking like, am I an observational comic?
Yeah.
Because it really feels like a lot of my jokes, at least how I approach them, are like, there's a thing, I'm just going to describe what an observational comic, but it's like they just see a thing and then they describe to you what they see, but in my case, it's always like racial or something, horrible.
Yeah. Or cum.
Yeah.
It's either race or cum.
It's like, see, the thing about cum is,
if you, as a black man, think about cum.
I have a unique take on cum from the black perspective.
What you have to understand,
the contrast is greater. Why cum black skin? That's science. And that's what we call a clip.
There we go.
Right there. Did you see? Boom. Cut it right there, future T.
Send it to TBS.
But yeah, that's what I do. I just kind of write everything out. I feel like I can't know what I'm gonna joke about unless if I don't know what I'm gonna say. So I need to figure out what I say, how I think, how I feel. Write all that out in an unfunny way. It doesn't have to be funny.
Oh.
And then from there, go back in and be like, "That's something. That's the start of a joke. That's the start of a joke. That's the start of a joke." And then I write a bunch of jokes that way. And then I write maybe 10 jokes. Let's say I'm making that up, and then maybe 2 of them work.
Okay, that's good. Have you ever found that like writing and then having a viewpoint and then flipping that viewpoint and then writing that way has helped? I do that. That's like a thing that I try to do.
I mean, if you're stuck, I do that. But at the end of the day, it's like, am I trying to write jokes or am I trying to write what's authentic to me? And so whatever's authentic to me, I can't shift the perspective to be like, I hate white girls when I love them.
Right. But you can talk about. Do you only like white girls?
No, I like everybody.
Yeah.
I mean,
your dating history says differently, but
I'm probably dated mostly Mexicans, honestly. But I'm dating a white girl right now, and then I have that joke about white girls. So
yeah,
it's slowly becoming my whole personality.
Yeah. No, that's I like to try to. I'll flip it. Like I'll be like, okay, why do I like something, and then literally write, and that's where I feel like it gets funny, is when you just take a subject. Yeah, it's like, I like white girls. And then you flip it and go, I hate white girls. You know why I hate white girls? Because why are they always wearing?
Why their toes always painted? You know?
Is that just a white girl thing?
It's not. See,
all right.
See, first or 10 doesn't work. Let's go to the
Okay,
second one.
first one. Yeah.
First one doesn't work. Let's go to the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, were you funny in New York?
Oh, all right. Yeah, we can go back to New York. Was I funny in New York? I thought I was. People said I was funny, and it's the same way that I feel like most people start comedy is they have friends and family that are like, you're funny. You should do stand-up. And then people say that to you, and you're like, I really should do stand-up. I am very, very funny. And then everyone, that's how everybody starts stand-up. And then you start, and then you just eat shit. And so was I funny? Being funny amongst friends is very different. I mean, it's not even close to the same as being funny on stage.
No.
And so, yes, I've always been good at just being like the jokey person in a group where it's like, oh, okay, I can kind of read your personality and what is a joke and what's not. And then you say it on stage and it's like, oh, that's dark. That seems fucked up what you said because you're just a stranger to us. We don't know you.
Yeah, well, there's that. And then also you don't realize that when you make a joke impromptu in the moment, there's context built in that you just don't take on stage.
Right.
So I say like something pussy juice, and everyone laughs, and I get on stage and I'm just like pussy juice, and everyone's like, I'm uncomfortable now.
Yeah, no, that's a bummer to hear.
That's not that wasn't fun at all.
Right.
And it's like, well, they liked it, and then they're not there.
Right. They don't come to your shows.
They don't come to your shows.
No.
They just pushed you out there with no safety net.
Right. So yeah, and so I mean, I've always enjoyed, I grew up very overweight and stuff, and so that was like,
I did want to talk about that.
That was my thing. My outlet was trying to make jokes.
Because I also was a chubby boy.
Were you?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can't even.
This is it's my coming out as chubby story. I've never said it publicly.
You better have been really chubby.
I've never said it publicly before. I was fat enough that I wasn't fat enough that people were like, Tyler's fat. But my brother certainly called me fat. But I mean, that's what else was he supposed to do? Be nice to me?
Sure. That's not an option. Right.
So like he had to do that. And then kids at school, no one fucked with me about calling me fat. But my brother did it enough for everybody. So
right.
I definitely knew I was like, I think I was just like baby fat, chubby.
Sure.
And then I look at pictures and I'm like, boy, got a little chub. But it was fine. It was cute. I slimmed out. It was fine. So, and I say that to ask, is there a fat boy living inside of you?
Yeah. There is. Yeah. That's all. It's one of those things where like, that's all you can always tell somebody. I can't tell how accurate this is, but you can tell somebody who grew up for a long time being, or recently lost weight because their t-shirts are like a little bit too tight. Like, especially with like white guys, it's like
if they lost some weight, they suddenly buy too tight t-shirts.
They buy a medium, and they're like, I've never been in a medium. This fits when I'm standing right this, but then just out in the wild, you're like, you should go large. That should, but you look good. But it's like, ooh, I've never.
Right.
It's always
medium has always been way out of my.
Oh, absolutely.
grasp.
Yeah. And so it's just but yeah, it's always a little too tight. Which I've noticed with I'm like, I gotta buy a sling. Oh, well, thank you.
No, you don't. I don't notice your shirts being too tight.
This is
maybe your button ups.
Well, I'm gonna kill myself.
Maybe your button ups.
All right. I am aware.
But they still look good.
All right.
But I feel also whenever I think about you in a button up, I'm like any bigger than it would seem loose, and that's not good.
Right.
So.
But yeah, no, I am 100% a fat
body.
kid. Yeah, that's how I definitely view myself. I've got all kinds of traumatic stories that are bouncing around in my head.
Tell one.
I've told you the one.
You told me the one that you tried on stage.
I tried it on stage, and people were like,
"It's worked."
I've told that to people, and they cried because.
You're talking about the Touch My Scars?
No,
I'm thinking of Touch My Scars.
No, I'm talking about the one in the lunchroom where
I don't know this one.
Yeah, because
Ooh,
so
buddy.
I was.
All right, future Tyler, start the clip here.
I was in the.
All right, call this Hunter's a fat ass kid. Okay, go ahead.
I was in like piece of shit. I was in 7th.
So mean for no reason.
No, I appreciate it.
Man.
So I was in 7th grade, and that was definitely the worst year for me in terms of just like getting heat from like being bullied for being overweight. Because I was like, silly, and like a fat kid who kind of tries to put himself out there, like, hey guys, whatever.
I'm sure you had this charisma inside that needed to come out,
and it just came off badly. 7th grade with all the and people are just like, I hate you, and it's like, stop trying to be fun. Yeah, and
I remember.
So I'd gotten bullied a lot by this group, and then so whatever, it was cafeteria. We're at lunch, and I always got the hot lunch because I fucking loved. It was meatball sub day, and I was amped, man. And I got the meatball sub.
You had a white shirt, didn't you?
No white shirt. I don't know what I was wearing. Probably not a white shirt because I came prepared. I was like, you may get some backsplash.
Yeah.
So, and I got some tater tots.
I imagine you breathe like.
Man, I hope not. I really hope I didn't.
Guys, stop.
You're making it so much worse.
It's healing laughter.
Oh, okay.
These are healing jokes.
Oh, all right.
Okay, go ahead.
So I'm breathing heavily, and so I get my lunch, and then they have those long cafeteria tables with the little built-in benches, and I go out there to sit with these friends. And when I was at that point, it's like the guys that I sat with were also the ones who were making fun of me and kind of bullying me, and so whatever.
How did we do that?
I don't know. I don't know how it's like. It's like I didn't just try to peel off into another group, but
find like the other fat kids. I mean, it's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Just like, yo, buddy, see that guy who wore the white shirt? Give him some advice.
Go get over there.
Let him know that next time on Meatball Sub Day, wear red.
I could be cheersing meatball subs with some other fat kid, and I could have been happy. Anyway.
Oh my God, having a fat off?
Oh, that would have been. I will say, I did eat a styrofoam cup for $1. I remember doing that in 3rd grade. Somebody was like, "I'll give you $1."
That's 3rd grade shit. That's fine.
Yeah, I feel like that's still in there. But anyway, but yeah, so I get the meatball sub and I go to sit, and so I sit on the end because they're all packed in. They're like, no, there's no room for you. And so I kind of just sit on the end of everybody. And then I sit there and I like take my first bite and I'm like, oh, this is good stuff. And then these
Joyce really put her foot in it today.
These meatballs are doing it. And so I like am eating, and then these 3 guys get up, and I can kind of sense them walking behind me, and I knew they were going to just start making fun of me because that was kind of par for the course. Yeah. And so they start saying balloon boy, and they're chanting it at me, and they had called me that before, and I was like, just don't say anything, just ignore them. And then I feel something start batting the back of my head, and they had blown up balloons, and they had written Balloon Boy and Hunter on them, and they were batting me in the head with them.
What was inside of it? Water?
No, it was just a blown up balloon.
Oh,
but, I mean, it was just like their whole. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah,
I'm imagining. Anyway, a fully blown up balloon.
It was a fully blown up balloon, and they're getting around, and then everyone, all the girls and guys at the table, they're all like laughing, and they're chanting, and they're all chanting Balloon Boy, and they start getting the whole lunchroom to start chanting Balloon Boy, and I'm like, don't cry. And so I'm biting the inside of my cheek, and I'm biting it so hard that I can like taste the blood, because I'm like, don't do it. And so I just like kind of slowly stand up and then slowly stand up and walk out as the whole lunchroom is chanting Balloon Boy. And
where do you go?
I just walked out to the locker, to my locker, so that I could, because I was about to break. Right. And then as soon as I walked out, it was like, and then...
you know what's funny is, like, as a kid, I'm sure you thought you were biting your lip, you could taste the blood. And I'm sure you thought you were just like, from the outside, people were just saw like, guys. And you get up and walk away. But I'm sure what you looked like was like, I'm sure you were barely holding it together.
Oh, I was absolutely. Because they were like, he's about to cry. And they wanted me to break. And I was like, because I'd broken before and cried in front of him. What are you talking about? Yeah. I don't know
what you mean.
And the thing about, and Balloon this is what I told you this before. And so that's traumatized. I think about that all the time. But the thing about it was like I loved balloons, and I was.
I remember the story because I'm like, that's the funny part.
Like in every other way, I was a balloon boy. I loved water
you
balloons and balloon. You make a fucking llama out of it.
Oh,
Like
my
it
God.
was very much like I love. And so, but then I was like, oh, they're not calling it me a balloon, but for the right
It's
way.
like for
but
me
I
if they were like,
loved.
Tyler likes white girls. I'm like, I do.
But it was and so I had like a whole kit at home where I was gonna be like and like learn to make where like
Wow.
you pumped and made the. I mean, this was before it kind of
You
ruined balloons for me.
You were literally learning how to make balloon animals.
Yeah, I've been doing that for like trying to learn. But then after they equated me to not the long skinny ones because I was like, if it was.
I would have loved.
You mean
if
these
they were
big
like
dick
balloon-
balloons? Yeah, these where it's like, yo, Hunter's balloon boy. That's what we call him. But no,
And
it
you're
was
sitting-
more
and
about
you're
my
sitting here telling me this bit doesn't
egg
work.
shape.
Get the fuck out of here, man. It's
No, I haven't. I haven't told it on stage. I mean, I've told it.
Oh, you haven't?
No,
I
well,
think
because it's too. I feel like people get. It's too.
You would need you'd need a 30
yeah.
you'd need more
It'd have to
time.
be a long.
because
set.
you'd need that point where it's like I'm gonna get a little dark here, and then you
I'm
go
gonna-
into it, and then you're
it's-
like, and the worst part was, I fucking love balloons,
I
man.
fucking love balloons, man.
I was learning how to make balloon
Oh,
animals.
man, you can fill them with glitter. You pop and it explodes, and everyone's.
I was
just
gonna make
like,
all the kids so happy. I was gonna make their
What do you
day.
want? You want a llama? I got you.
I was waiting for the pep rally, but they brought the pep rally to me.
Oh yeah, it was. And so yeah, that was that was. But stuff like that happened to me, and it traumatized me pretty
It's
hard.
a great story. It's a
But,
really good story. It's a sad story,
Yeah.
but it's a good one.
So maybe if I
So
told.
how did you? So was it at that point where you like, I gotta get like was it like I gotta get funny, I gotta get charming,
The
I gotta
only-
figure this shit out.
I would say the only way that I actually. It's when people would make fun of me if I think it was like one time on the bus, I like finally like said something back to this guy I was like, I mean, it wasn't even funny. It was just something just mean back. Like,
Right.
but people laughed. It was something like, well, yeah, well, your parents are divorced. And it's like,
Right.
and everyone was like, oh, and I was like,
It's true,
"Ooh,
though."
this
Yeah.
is this how and then he stopped yelling at me or making fun of me for that bus ride. I mean, he started the next morning.
Sure.
But,
sure
and he
you
was much meaner.
yeah,
Once he
I'm
was
sure he
like,
was.
"Oh yeah, you're gonna go deep." Yeah, but
And your mom and your dad can't satisfy your mom, and then you just keep digging more.
it's like, yeah, I really do some research.
And your mom lost trust in your dad ever since the miscarriage. It's like, damn, Hunter, how do you know all this? Where are you getting
I
this
hacked their
from?
medical records. I've been going deep into their psychiatry notes. I am following that counseling hard. They're doing bad. But yeah, so a lot of that, and I will say, I mean, a big part of me just being nicer is I grew up going to church. My parents took me to church.
I don't
like
think I knew that.
we were like
Are
in.
your parents still religious?
My dad
mom?
is.
Dad?
My dad still goes to church like every
Okay.
Sunday,
Wow.
and so we would go and I'd do the mission trips and stuff like that. And those, I mean, are really nice. I mean, I feel like religion gets a bad rap for all the negative stuff that comes with it, but you know, if there are some that just do the positive stuff, and
They just have community and just try to love each other. And
yeah, you go to and you interact with people, you know, like we do these vacation Bible schools in like inner city Chicago. We would go up into the projects and just do we'll watch your kids for the day if you want. And, you know, it was nice. And so I was like, oh, it's nice. That's what I always tell Anya. This is like our motto. I'm like, it's nice to be nice. It's nice. I know it's such a soft, but
balloon boy.
yeah, that's the proper response to that.
No.
But no, that's
very sweet. No, see, but that's the problem. The things in life that get you going are the things that are most basic and simple. But it's nice to be nice.
Yeah, but
It is nice to
I
be
am
nice.
also.
That's why I offered you a water.
Yeah.
So I invite you
Can
on the pod.
how do I get a refill of that? Do we have a guy? Can I?
There's a faucet. And
All right.
I'll go to it. But you keep.
All right, you want to keep talking?
Yeah, just tell another sad one.
Oh, all right. I'll keep going. So the first murder that I would say that I'm very competitive though. Are you competitive? I'm really competitive in terms of, so like I'm very I try to be nice because that's just, I feel like, an easier way to live. But
like that's your strategy to win.
It's not even a strategy to win, but it's also like a mentality of like, listen, because a lot of people are mean and competitive in a way that it's like, I'm going to try to make things harder for you.
Right.
Because I feel like, and then that will help me because I'm not able to move ahead. But if I just pull you down, then you're not going to move ahead of me. Right. Whereas I'm like, if you're not going to be moving ahead, if you helping people is, and you can't keep up with them, then you're not going to make it. Right. So you need to be helping people and just be nice and then just work on yourself and stuff. And it's just,
I've come to I think for a long time I was not competitive because I didn't have anything to be competitive about.
Right.
Because I didn't get, basically until comedy, I didn't really give a shit about anything. Not in like an emo cut yourself way, but just in like a, yeah, I'll go to school if you want, I guess. I was in Boy Scouts. I was like, yeah, I guess I'll go to Boy Scouts or whatever. Like, right. I don't really give a shit. Like, you want me to? Oh, yeah, that's fine. And then I went to college. I'm like, yeah, I'll get good grades because I'm supposed to, but like, whatever. Like, I'm just trying to hang out. And then comedy was like, oh, no, there's a monster in there. there's something that wants to crush and win and stuff like that.
Find out how you're gross.
Exactly. And yeah, but there's also just a proper way to do it. I feel like. I mean, I was just on the last episode with Ashley Sharma. Mm-hmm. You know her. Mm-hmm. You'll see her tonight. We were talking about like suffering and like there's a proper way to suffer, and it's like I think there's also a proper way to win, and like the way to do that is not to keep other people down. I mean, even especially in comedy, like I feel like there is a competition aspect, and there is some like there are limited spots for certain things. But less so now than ever. Right. I mean, shit is so opened up. And ultimately, it's like, especially in a scene where it's like, when you get to those higher levels of comedy, it's like, the whole point is to like develop material and then go tour it. Mm-hmm. And so your scene is your home. The scene is where you're supposed to have friends and hang out and support each other and write and be like, hey, what do you think?
Vulnerable,
and do this thing and like, hey, you tell me your Balloon Boy story, and I'm like, dude, that's a fucking bit. Let's go try it, and I'll give you like that's what a scene is supposed to be. It's not supposed to be like, hey, I don't know if Hunter Duncan's the guy to get on the show because I don't. What's he gonna give me though? Like, or he will give me something. So let me get him something I can get, and then like that's not what we're supposed to be here. It's home. This is home. We're supposed to be loving and supporting each other whenever we're doing this thing.
Right.
And the competition is the only real competition with yourself, at least in this game.
Well, I feel like it should be. And I feel like that's with anything, with any job, with any, dating and stuff like that. And everything is weirdly and inherently has this competitive aspect to it, where it's, you work in advertising. It's like I'm trying to beat the idiots next to me so that I get the promotion or whatever. And I mean, yeah, I think if you take this mentality of just like, all right, yeah, I'll help you and, make myself work harder, and then, I think there's also, you need to protect yourself too, in terms of, I think I was too nice in New York, and that's what in my job, and it screwed me because people took advantage. Yeah, it's essentially, you're doing deals and you work on a team, and I was too trusting and like, yeah, you want to work on it with me? Yeah, I sourced it, meaning it's from me. Right. I spent years doing it, and yes, it should be a great deal, and yeah, you want to help, and then you bring in other people that are quick to be like, all right, so now that both of us are in here, why don't we just team up to cut him out or cut his share down? Yeah, and then it's like, oh, they're more senior, and so then they go to the managing director like,
and you were just watching a bug walk on your hand.
Yeah, I'm just like, oh,
you're just like, look, it's a ladybug.
Yeah, well, no, I mean, I was in it. I was like, I was being nice, but I was also just trusting that I wasn't going to get fucked. And then that is not at all how it went down. And I was so mad and bitter about being screwed a few times that I was like, I can't do this city. I mean, because I reached a point where I had to make a choice to where I was going to become that killer shark, great white thing where it's like, I can't come back from it. I'm just one of those people now that it's like, I'm slitting your throat, I'll slit, or I just, this isn't for me. I can't emotionally and mentally handle it, and I need to do something else. And so that's what I said.
I think if you went down there and you became that, that's just what you always were.
Right.
And I think you're just not that person.
Yeah.
I think you are just a sweet fat boy who wants to eat his meatball sub.
That's right. It was on French bread too. You know what I mean?
Ooh, that bread.
Yeah. Man. It's the bread that makes it.
I don't know what I was wearing, but it was French bread.
I remember exactly what
French
that tray,
bread,
that French bread. Mozzarella. Oh yeah. I would get sometimes like the the cheese sticks on the side as like a side.
Yeah, of course.
And it's like, that's not a side. It's like, instead of the salad, can I substitute the cheese sticks? And they'd be like, sure, Hunter, for you. And I'd be like, yay,
Joyce,
this is great.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's just you're just a sweet boy. I think that's why we get along.
Yeah.
It's because we both. I feel like there's a lot of similarities there. I never had anything that bad happen to me. Like I think I was well liked, even though I was fat. My brother called me fat, so I was insecure about that. But I was generally well liked, although I had the specific light skinned bullying stuff.
Sure.
It's one thing to be like, oh man, I'm fat. It's another thing to be like, no, but I am black. Why are they telling me I'm not? Like,
yeah,
that's a weird, like, I'm still unpacking it to this day sort of a thing. You know what I mean? Where it's like your mind fucking me in a way where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, how you, but what? It was a crazy. So it's like I had that, but nothing like that. But at the end of the day, I think we're both sweet people who have had to develop.
Yeah, you got to develop that personality
and develop a bit of a skin.
For sure. And I think that, and regardless, I mean, the light skin being fat, they just pick something. It doesn't matter who. I remember they were in school. They were making. There was one. They were like, "Oh, look at Brittany, her tits are so big," and I was like, "Are we making fun of? That's awesome. That's like, she's the only one, and that's the coolest thing. I mean, do you see how much
big
attention
tit Brittany?
Yeah, and it's like that's like
guys, I think we're confused.
This is,
her pussy's so wet. It's like, guys,
we need to reassess what we're talking about here. I think we're just kind of just saying we're.
Oh my god!
Yeah,
it's a sandwich.
Yeah, it's but I mean they'll just pick anything. I have a question. The other day I was talking to somebody about this. What was the name of the hottest girl in your high school? You're like graduating class.
I've never really viewed women like that.
Oh, you piece of shit. You shut the fuck up. You.
I sincerely, I never.
Come on. There's not a name that you'd be like,
really
this
not.
was the...
There's really not.
Well,
I know the girl that I liked, but that was like friends that I had crushes on. That's not who's the hottest girl.
There wasn't like kind of a universally, this is stupid.
There really wasn't.
All right.
My school was very diverse. It had a lot of blacks, a lot of Asians, a lot of Mexicans, a lot of whites. And it was, I'm sure it was mostly white, but it was pretty like, maybe it was like, it might have been 50-50 like white and other, you know what I mean? Which is like,
really? That's like unheard of.
It was very, I'm making up numbers, but like it felt extremely diverse. And so it just, and I don't know, like I was friends with like some of the emo kids, and then I was friends with some of the I was friends with like a couple basketball players, a couple football players. I was friends with the quiet artsy type. I was friends with I was friends with everybody.
You went to that school that like Drake was on the show for, where it's like, oh, we're all diverse. There's a black kid in a wheelchair, and exactly.
Yeah, and I was in the wheel.
Those aren't real. Like I didn't know they really had like high schools that were that diverse. That's great.
It didn't feel like, because I was in Boy Scouts, and so I went to Boy Scout stuff with kids from like the more white schools, and they were like, oh, fucking Ashley Feldman, she's the hottest girl in school, and I'm just like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
And then, I think she was like half Asian, and I'm like, yeah, of course she was, but
I don't even know what that means, but like,
a school full of a bunch of white boys, and the one girl that they're interested in is the half Asian. Yeah, I can totally imagine that.
That tracks.
Especially the fucking nerds in Boy Scouts, they're like, oh my god, yeah, fucking of course. But I was like, what are you talking about? We don't have that at my school. There's no like.
There's no hot. Okay. For everyone that's listening, I feel like there was, if you're a girl, you all knew the hottest guy. And if you're a guy, you all like the hottest girl. And it's like, there's a name There, and so maybe not.
I remember in college, I was in an organization and we ranked every girl in our organization.
No, you didn't.
We did.
That's bad.
I know it was. I didn't like.
That's very
I didn't like
problematic.
it, but I wanted to fit in.
How do I scoot further away from this? How do you take me out of this clip?
Yeah, watch out for this.
Yeah, that's God saying that was wrong. So when he chokes to death, ladies and gentlemen, don't rank people of the opposite sex. But what we can tell is God's trying to kill...
Kombucha went down the wrong pipe.
Yeah, look at that. That's a Boy Scout thing to say. But
we did. I can give you that name.
But what was...
Okay,
what was the... Did you also agree that she should have been number one?
I mean, I've always had left of center tastes, but yeah, she was very attractive.
Okay. Do you know...
Her name was Kelsey.
Okay, so who was the hottest girl from your high school that you thought was the hottest? You don't have to say her name, but do you have the name?
I had a huge crush on this girl, Darla.
Okay.
Gonzalez.
Okay.
I'll throw her last name out there.
Is she married now?
I think she was at one point.
Okay.
I assume she still is.
Oh, okay. And I'm only asking because I feel like, and everybody
you want me
knows.
To go back?
No, everybody, like, if you ask somebody, they're like, they know. They'll still once a year, they'll be like, wonder what Ashley Feldman's up to, you know? I wonder, and, I had this theory that every guy has, like, you could ask them even 20 years out of high school,
right.
And they'll be like, yeah, no, she's living in Wisconsin. I mean, she has 2 kids and stuff. And it's like, yeah, because they like check up on their Instagram or something just be like, yeah, I still remember. I wonder, do you think the hottest girl and hottest guy in high school, do you think that the hottest guy in high school, like, knew he was the hottest guy in high school? Do you think he was aware that, like, that he was the one?
I mean, I remember I was friends with this one dude, and he was fucking everybody. He was getting it.
Yeah, he was fucking in high school.
Dude, there was a group of guys I knew in middle school.
That's sinning.
That they were like stressed out, and they would go to each other and be like, "Dude, I don't want to go to high school a virgin." And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah,
that's an option to not be a virgin in high school. They like lost their virginities before high school because they were like, I can't be no virgin in high school, man.
Wow.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't.
That sounds ridiculous to me.
I was close to, like, at my high school reunion still being a virgin, you know? It was
that's pretty good.
No. But yeah. Wow, middle school?
Yeah, they were in 8th grade, like, we gotta hurry.
Man.
And then they were just fucking all throughout high school. And they were fucking all these people. I remember there was one dude he had a girlfriend who was fucking this other girl on the side. And I'm like, how are you doing? This isn't even fair anymore.
That's like that's when you're still in, like, PE. It's not even like a sport. Know. It's like you're still, putting on your sweaty shirt in third period and then going to history.
This dude, like, he was dating a girl and he loved her, and then they broke up, and then she started dating someone new, and he was like texting the dude that she was dating, and he's like, just so you know, I've been in, I hope you have fun with her because I've been in every single hole that she's got. And I was just like, and then meanwhile I'm like in the seat next to him, like, I wonder if I could hold Susie's hand and if she would like to get ice cream with me. I mean, this motherfucker was like, oof. I got pictures of her titties, bitch, and I'll send that shit. I mean, he didn't do that, but he was he was on some grown man shit, and I was just looking for a pinky hole down the hallway.
Right. That's see, that's why you go to church.
People was wilding out there.
Yeah.
Did you ever finger bang anybody at church?
No.
There was no sexual. There was no. I mean.
Oh no, there was a bunch of built up, but it was also one of those, like, no, like, I mean, it was a Baptist church, but we weren't part of the Southern Baptist Convention, so it was in Austin.
I don't know what that means. So it means
Southern Baptist Convention is like
I wasn't judging one way or the other.
Well, you should. The Southern Baptist Convention are the ones where it's like no dancing, no, the real strict, like, footloose rules, whereas we were. It's the Southern Baptist Convention, but we left it because we were like, we're just here to, be chill. Like, we ordained the first lesbian minister in the state of Texas. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah. No, it's good. Highland Park, check it out.
Hunter's always been progressive, and we've always said this.
Yeah. Just a shining light. No. But no, man, people were banging that in middle
People
school.
were banging in middle.
I think
I think someone was getting head in the bathroom in 7th grade. I remember it was like a big deal. I mean,
yeah, that's a
obviously,
huge deal.
obviously. And then they were like, I remember it was like they called their parents, and I was like, man, they didn't have to go and do that. But now that I'm an adult, I'm like, still, man, y'all shouldn't have done that. I mean, let the little man get a little dick.
Come
wet,
on.
man.
How old are you in 7th grade though?
13 maybe, 12, 13.
12. Man,
But
that's
13.
still 12 and under is kids menu. Come on. Come on, man. Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
that day she got a Big Mac. Hey, come on.
How do you turn this off? How do we delete this?
Listen.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it was good. I'm saying it happened.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, of course you tell the parents, but
Yeah.
I don't know what would you do if your kid was like
I mean,
getting head in middle school? What do you even do? What do you say?
I don't even want to think about. I hope I'm go to church. I don't know. You're asking questions I do not, but I'm flustered now thinking about it. Now I understand why parents just get mad because you're just like, I'm worried about you. I don't know what to do but yell.
Yeah. Because yeah.
Did you sneak out? Were you like a sneaky?
No.
I didn't
know where to go. I didn't really have any friends.
My parents, they did a very smart thing. I didn't have a curfew in high school. They didn't give me a curfew, but because all the other kids had a curfew, I would just come home. And I was also not like a kid who was out, being sexy or anything. Sure. I was kind of nerd, but I was like, all right, so I just would end up going. They were like, just tell us where you are, but we don't really care. And I was like, oh, it made me be responsible because I was like, oh, they trust me. Where when you force the fence around, like giving a curfew, people are like, yeah, I'm gonna go.
I feel like it's a parent thing is to like as they get older and they should be exploring their freedom. They're like, all right, but I'm gonna keep.
Oh, sure.
Like they keep, and then at 18 they're like, well, we can't anymore. Right. It's like really, you should just be going out and out as they get older and older, right?
Dude, yeah, you should, but right? I mean, I think it's scary. Like my wife Anya, she evidently, her parents nonstop talk about. They're like, I can't wait till you have a kid, Anya, because then you will learn you'll get some karma for the stress you gave. She evidently was sneaking out I was like,
I bet they were being too fucking much.
Yeah, well,
if they just let her go, then she wouldn't have to sneak. I bet you they were being too strict.
Maybe.
Hey man, fuck Anya. Okay, maybe not that. Fuck Anya's parents.
Well,
cut off parents.
I think that I was like, yeah, but
I suddenly take their side. That's not what I'm saying.
You know what? Never mind. I get the parents. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's an easy way to do any of it. Yeah. But what?
But I guess my question is,
sure.
What you've learned in your life from being a fat kid all the way to being a New York guy, and then being an Austin charm machine. What in there? I guess another way of bettering yourself is bettering the next generation. So what would you say? What are some things that you would boil down for the next generation?
For the next generation, like for
your children, what are some things that you want to be like? Listen, man, this is what you need to know. And this,
I would say that,
and maybe even what you need. Here's what you need to know, and here's what I don't know that you got to figure out.
Man, those are all questions I probably don't have an answer to. But I guess I would say to my parents were always good about just saying do whatever you want, like that makes you happy. Like in terms of jobs, and they weren't the ones who were like you're never gonna get anything with an English degree. You need to, get a finance degree and stuff like that. But yeah, just whatever you do, just be good at it, and just work to be good at it. And I mean, man, this is I don't know. I've only got like cliche stuff.
That's the theme of. I don't know. Listen, I made the theme. This is the podcast. So
so I guess I can break it down to like smaller things where it's like stuff to be better.
Nice to be nice.
Well, but it's even just stuff like put yourself. What I learned the few times in my life that I like felt the best, like I like woke up with energy. I'm not a morning person, but I was like waking up at 8 a.m. and just like popping or 7 a.m. and popping out of bed and felt good. It was when I put myself on a schedule, and I didn't even really mean to do it, but I just, without realizing it, I would eat at these like 4 certain times throughout the day, and I would exercise. Exercise is a big thing, I think, that people should do. It's just you sweat out all the bullshit. If you take medication, if you drink, or you have anything, it just helps you sweat that out. But if you put yourself on a schedule, your mind just is sharper, and your motivation goes up. And so, like, we're not on a schedule really now because just what we do, going to stand up and then being out late and
not a schedule like that.
Yeah, having like a bedtime and stuff like that. But yeah, doing that helps. I also went vegan, like raw vegan for.
Did you?
Yeah, I did it for like 3 years, and it was the best I ever felt in my life. I'm not saying you have to do it, and I know there's a bunch of research that's like, when man started eating meat, that was when their brain function turned to whatever.
Yeah, but that was also the Serengeti and shit.
Yeah,
that was like fucking ancient times. Now we got AC, we got fucking YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube. That's what it is. Eat, sleep, fuck YouTube. But yeah, I would say that those help.
This exercise thing keeps coming up because Ashley told me she runs. She's like, you got to run. It's great.
I'm not saying you have to.
And you're like, you got to exercise. I'm like, I don't want to.
I'm saying
I hate that shit.
Not even like exercise. Sweating. Just sweat. Like go dip into a sauna for a minute. Or, I mean, it's 175 degrees outside.
You can just walk outside.
You could just walk outside, but do it till you sweat. Like put on stuff to make sure. And I mean, that's why like people go to those Russian bathhouses and shit like that. It's like the whole point is literally just to sweat out all the bullshit. And you'd be amazed. And then you just drink a shitload of water, and it's like, wow, I forgot that this helps. So anyway, small stuff like that. And then just putting structure around it. I am not doing any of these things, which is why it's hard for me to say.
Oh, listen, I mean, it's do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. I think if you want to be creative, I think that.
Yeah. What do you do? What's you write? You asked about me with my writing. What do you do to write? How are you generating material?
I think a big part of it is, I think doing little things to kind of open your mind up, little exercises like that. I call it love and hate. And then so I'll literally, you can just pick a word. Sometimes I'll just go through and say the 7th word, and then I'll open a random website, and then the 7th word that I see on the page that's like a noun or a verb, I'll do. So if it's like running, and then I'll be like, all right, for 5 minutes, I'm going to write why I love running. And I kind of do it a little jokey, like I love running because I love blisters on my feet. I love running because, how else am I going to get away from the cops? And then after 5 minutes, and then
classic Hunter Duncan problem.
And then I do have some stories about that.
Shit, we got cop stories.
And then and then I do 5 minutes on why I hate running. Like, I hate running because, it's hard to jerk off while doing that, and
That's part of the cop story that he's.
That's where the cops got involved, but yeah, that kind of helps open your mind. It's not going to be great. It's not like really for material. It's just to kind of get you thinking on both sides of things.
Mm-hmm. Dog, last night at the show, one of the reasons why I couldn't stop writing bits, because number one, I had such an emotional response to being hot and cramped and bodies thrown and pushed,
right?
And like also just the dynamic between me and my girl, because it was like she loved it and I hated it,
right?
So it was also like there's this disconnect between us.
Yep.
I'm like, I spent all this goddamn money for us to come to this concert and have a great time, and we not even together,
right?
And it's hot, and I almost passed out a few times.
Oh,
and
this sounds all. This is my nightmare.
I'm prone to like heat, pass out. So it's like and I knew this shit was gonna happen. So I was like, here we go. And then, but I hit that weed, and like I feel like I need to incorporate weed into my writing process, because like, I mean, I wasn't even high, but I just took enough to just be like, just
Fine.
be like, to just have my mind thinking, making connections that I probably wouldn't make otherwise.
Huh.
For example. Man, Kendrick and Baby Keem, they was in diapers together. Just like thinking like that. Well, they weren't, because I think he's probably like 15 years older than him, but still.
But yeah, I mean, I don't smoke weed. Church. But I wish weed helped me. I think
Just a little.
I know, but every time there's like, yeah, it always fucks, and then I feel like I'm high for 3 days.
You know, can I tell you this? I'm about to take ayahuasca.
I don't know what that is.
You don't know what ayahuasca is?
I mean, I've heard the phrase, the word.
Well, now it doesn't mean as much now.
Well, yeah, explain to people who also don't know what it is.
Everyone knows what. If you're watching this shit, you know what
fuck
ayahuasca
off. You know what?
is.
Dude from the fucking
dude from
Kendrick Lamar
yeah.
concert, he may know. But
he knows.
Explain it to my mom, who's probably watching.
Hey, Mom. So, I married your son, and I'm about to do a drug.
She was there.
Huh?
She was there.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. Now I'm both of these people.
What's ayahuasca?
Ayahuasca? It's a plant medicine.
By
It's very ancient, very tribal, and it's made from the root of this tree and leaves from that tree, all from around the jungle, and they put it in a pot and they boil it up or some shit. I don't know how to make it, but it's a drink, and it's a very powerful hallucinogen. And you take the drink and you trip for hours. And the thing about this one that's different than, I'm sure you've taken some fun stuff in the past, but the thing about this one is like shrooms and acid, like you just kind of get on it and your mind goes wacky and maybe you see some moving stuff. But this is a very deep spiritual human experience, and people often report that there's an intelligence to the plant medicine. So like shrooms, like the room starts moving and you're like, whoa, this is crazy. This is like someone is in you giving you the experience that you need for your life on your journey, sort of a thing. Yeah.
Is this like what they do in those sweat lodges where they'll like pass around and drink something and then they're in there just flipping out for like a day?
Probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I'm going.
So wait, you have to like go somewhere? You don't do that at home?
Yeah, we're going to Colorado.
So you have to like go. This is like a.
I mean, I'm sure there's some in Texas, but I think my girl's friend went there and was like decently priced, good experience. So
is it like a trip? I mean, you going for a weekend, or is it you literally go up,
well,
buy it over a counter?
No. It's like. I don't know.
Administered.
I don't know how legal. I mean, there's a shaman. They take it with you. They drink it, and like everyone's tripping, and they kind of guide you on your thing.
So it's like LSD. I've heard that's what happens.
It
with
is,
LSD.
but I'm saying LSD is like a drug. This is like a medicine. This is Mother Aya. This is like it gets you in touch with God. It makes you face yourself. It makes you see your demons, see the love, see the darkness. It like it mixes it all up. I don't want to see the darkness. Yeah, I mean, I know. And it's like people report being just very transformative experiences afterwards.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, and to be fair, whenever I first did shrooms, like that was pretty. I don't know if that was transformative. I did something.
God damn it! See, I've taken shrooms like a little bit, and it doesn't do anything.
Oh, like you're probably taking like a couple of things.
Yeah.
Like, I'm taking like 3.5, 4 grams.
And how much is that? Is that a lot? Okay. That's a whole thing. And then how long does that last?
Same amount of time, just more intense.
Like a day?
No, same amount of time, like 5 hours.
Oh, does it last 5 hours?
Yeah,
I don't
sure.
know. I've had some. And
you're taking a little bit, and you're like, ooh, and you're probably drinking and hanging out too. So it's like,
yeah, and
so you're like, oh, I'm drunk and I feel a little weird, but that's cool. But like, no, if you take us, not now, it's too fucking hot. But like, wait till it cools down a little bit. You take where do you live? Do you live in a house? You don't live in a house.
Yeah.
You live in a house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, congrats. Do you need your coffee table back?
No.
Okay, cool. I might take it to New York. But you wait till it's cool. You get a nice day. Eat a handful of shrooms. Go out on your lawn. Fucking, it's gonna do it all.
Really?
Yeah, you got to take a lot. That's the thing about these I sort of support it because people will take shrooms recreationally, and I'm like, that's great if you're taking a little bit,
right? And
so I guess that's what it's for. But like, for me, what proper shrooming is sitting down, having the day, like meditating Friday, going into Saturday, having the day, spending it with close people that if you're not comfortable crying in front of them, then you don't take the shrooms with them.
I'm gonna be crying.
You might, and you want to make sure you're comfortable with them,
man.
You know, so and you spend the day and you do that, and then you come off it, and y'all just maybe get a drink and watch the movie. Like, it's just a whole, like, you commit the whole day to shrooms, not do it while you're drinking and fucking playing dice.
Yeah,
And you know,
mean that is the only time that I've done. And they hand me like a couple of stems, and I'm like, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
How do I know if this is working? And they're like, are colors brighter? I was like, I don't know. I guess I'm staring at these lights, and they look brighter.
Yeah, it's a little
not.
brighter, but this is like, no, things are gonna move, and you're gonna like feel, and like it's gonna pull emotions out of you.
Oh,
and then ayahuasca is even more intense. Ayahuasca is the same chemical as DMT, but it's like spread out over time.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm pretty nervous.
Yeah, I'm nervous for you.
I'm nervous because I'm like, I feel like my last few shroom strips have been bad. And
wait, so you can have a bad one? See, this is why
you can have a bad shroom strip. Yeah, you can have a bad shroom strip. Just a bad headspace.
Oh,
you've never heard of any set and setting? This is all classic.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard. I thought that was more of like a LSD thing, but I don't know if this is interesting. Maybe these people are like, yeah, we know what. Why do you not know?
I feel like they should be more shocked that Hunter doesn't know any. I feel like this is. Like,
I don't know anything. Yeah,
I don't. Like college, real basic.
Well,
shit.
I've heard some of the stuff, but I haven't really done it. Like I didn't, New York was not like a LS. I mean, maybe they were. They just weren't giving it. It's more of like an uppers town.
Go on.
That's it. That's just. That's what that town is.
So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah,
I've come to the place in myself where I'm like, I think my last few shroom trips were bad because of setting and partially because of set. I've been doing it in bad situations for the last few years when I have done it. But I think this one is gonna be like, it's gonna be all ceremonial and shamanic and whatever, and there's gonna be someone there helping me, and like, and also it's just like, it's a different chemical, it's a different drug, so like, and it is more of a medicine. It's more of a, it gives you what you need. So I'm sort of trying to over the next week or slowly orient myself towards having a positive mindset about it and being open to whatever the experience is, and just knowing that mother ayahuasca is gonna.
Oh my God!
I know.
So wait, are you doing this because you're like, there's like a goal? You're trying to like, all right, I want to do this because I'm trying to get my mind different, or is it like, I'm bored, let's take a trip?
It's a little bit of both, honestly. Well, it's like I've always wanted to do it because I've always liked hallucinogens, and this is like one of the ones, and also like I'm looking at the place where I'm at in my life, where I'm like, I got me a girlfriend, and we love each other, and we care about each other, and I'm moving. I'm about to make a big transition, so then that's a thing, and also just like where I am internally, like I feel good about where I'm at. I feel like I'm figuring where I'm at. I feel like I've figured out where I'm at, and I'm ready to make the jump to the next thing, and I have a girl that wants to go to Colorado and do it with me. Yeah. So like that's, I probably wouldn't go by myself. Yeah. Not even because I'm scared, just because I don't want to drive to Colorado by myself. Right. For this, Yeah. But if it's like a thing that we're doing together to experience it together and then talk about it afterwards together, like that's cool. So it just kind of has come at this point in my life where I'm like, man, I'm about to leave. I'm about to transition. Right. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better than I felt in a few years. I'm feeling very. It just seems like this would be the right time to try some shit like this.
Does it make you horny? Does it get you? You gonna get all?
I imagine my dick will go inside of itself.
Oh, it's another way.
I don't think it's gonna make me horny.
Okay. I wasn't sure it was one of those.
Well, because one of the trademarks of it is you purge. So you drink it and then you either throw up or you shit yourself.
What?
I mean, you feel free to shit in the toilet, but like, yeah, you might have to go shit or throw up in a bucket.
Oh my God.
So
that's great.
But then people have talked about like when they throw up, like they purged they threw up, but they also threw up the guilt they feel for their mother.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like it's more than just
throwing up.
It's more than just, oh, I got some tummy. It's like, oh, I never forgave my father. Oh man, I feel wow.
That is
you want to come?
Man, I want to see how you do, and then you should put a GoPro on your head for the whole thing.
I don't know if you understand how GoPro or drugs work.
No, I don't. I mean, I've learned a lot, but yeah,
it's like, well, he's been laying on the floor for 3 hours.
He's been
moaning every 20 minutes, but So far, I'm not impressed.
Yeah. Do you think the shaman? How do you get that job? Do you think you just do it so much that you're just like, I should just charge people?
I'm sure it's like any other sort of service field where it's like, like you had a, like I'm sure you had a fucking real estate guy who really helped you,
Like a mentor type thing?
like just like, oh, you go to the doctor and the doctor was really nice and it's like, I'm gonna be a doctor. I went and
I
did.
could do this. Give me a lap.
I
A
went and did.
stethoscope.
I went and did ayahuasca, and it's like the shaman was very helpful to me. So I'm gonna be a shaman just because it has inspired me to go down that path.
Oh, all right. Well, that doesn't. Okay, so you just do it. You don't have to.
I'm making shit up. I don't know.
Oh, all right. I assumed that you'd be like, this is a license.
I have no idea, man.
Yeah, just somebody in the woods.
I'm giving these people money, and I'm gonna drink whatever they give me.
How much are you allowed? Can you say about how much?
I don't know, but I've been told like maybe it's like a shot and a half.
Well, I mean, how much money?
I know we put down 100. I think we're gonna have to pay more. It might be 150 or 200 a person or something like that.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah, gonna drive down there, spend some nights. I bought the Kendrick ticket, so she's paying for it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Kendrick expensive? Oh, yeah, you guys got good tickets, too.
Yeah.
You were in the
We were standing.
white boy 18-year-old space.
Yeah. So it was like $700 for both.
What?
Yeah.
For the tickets?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
And then plus like $150 for the merch.
What?
Mm-hmm.
That
it's
is...
probably around $800-900.
Yeah.
And we're back. Battery died, but and I feel like that's serendipitous. So I feel like we've learned a lot here today.
I think you have.
I've learned. I feel like we've learned about trauma. We've learned about how adversity makes you stronger,
Right.
and you can be a pussy in New York, but an asshole in Austin.
Right.
And I guess. How's it been for you? Are you feeling good?
Yeah. What? You mean the show or life?
The show.
Oh, it's been good. I think it's funny because you and I are normally sillier together, and the spin-off podcast that we co-host together that's going to come out of this, I think. You motherfucker!
Man,
you are
doing this shit's exhausting enough. You want to add on to my work? If you do,
yeah, I could just come over.
If you do all the stuff, then yeah, I'll do a podcast.
I've even got professional microphones and stuff. My
What
mom got them for me for.
You holding?
Well, I mean, but it's got the bar, and so you can do the
bar schmar, dude.
Yeah, I actually do like holding it better.
It feels like that's what we're used to.
Well, exactly. It's more natural, but I feel like for those at home, they're just holding the mic.
No, I don't think they think that.
Oh, all right. Well, that's good. But no, I think it's I learned you're a drug addict.
I find the bars. That's not true. I find the bars very like.
I want to hold something.
I find them. I mean, I've never used them, and I'm sure if I use them, I'd be like, oh, there's no going back. But I always. I don't. Whenever I see people with them, I don't think anything. But I am sort of like they feel a bit unnecessary because they're so big and like. And it's like you don't got. You can just.
I don't know what to do with my hands without holding the mic.
What would I don't even.
I had to do the open mic. The mic stopped working last week at Luster Pearl or this week, and so I just did it without the mic, and it was so weird. I don't know how those guys on like when they do Jimmy Fallon and stuff like that. They're not holding the mic.
Yeah.
And so they're just.
Why would they do that?
I don't know, but it's super. It throws you off. As soon as I was doing it without the mic, I was like, I'm doing a whole lot of hand movements. I am not used to. I'm like,
do you know how many bits involve using the microphone as a penis? I could never be on Jimmy Fallon.
Right. Well, there are a lot of reasons for that. But,
okay. Well, listen. Lastly, the last question that we ask is, the whole thing is I ask my friends for advice. So what's some advice for me on how to beat you?
Man, give me the keys to the. I mean, I would say that kind of making your own. So, is this me telling you things you need to do better
to then beat you? Yes.
Okay.
Because who else would know better how to beat you than you?
Sure.
And of course, I want to I said the whole thing about the scene is home, but like I still do want to crush you and bury you under my success. So how would I make sure that happens?
Yeah,
for you specifically.
For me specifically, I would say, oh man, well, one of the things, kind of being more in control of your own path in terms of like you created this podcast. I mean, this is great. This is a step towards that.
Shout out to the nigga at the Kendrick concert.
We love you.
He's a gross head.
He's a gross boy. Well, he knows you by Tyler. That's cool.
Huh?
He knows you first name.
Isn't that funny?
That was
Tyler.
Cool. I love the podcast. Wait, were you in line? That's the worst.
No,
if you're in line and he's standing. He's like, "What's up?" And then you're like,
"Luckily, I
turn around.
just got my merch and we were walking out."
Oh, that is perfect.
And he was like, "Tyler," and I'm like,
"You think he was surprised or disappointed you had a white girlfriend?"
I mean, I mention it all the time.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's why he's watching.
He's waiting for her to.
Yeah,
show up in the background.
Give me that.
She don't live here.
Second, have your girl walk in. Leave it. Have her move in.
Get some views. But, just have her.
Yeah, but no, being in control. Like I have a couple of shows that I run, so that helps me give like a reason to be able to reach out to people and be like, hey, not just hey, I want something from you. It's like, hey, I've got something to offer you.
Right.
And then just like help use that to build a rapport, and then you could do that with bigger name people. If you get any exposure to more successful people, like if you meet them once on a show or you're on Moon Tower and you are introduced, hang on to it's like that was one of the biggest things that helped me starting out is bringing the networking aspect of what I did in New York and my boring job to this, which is, and I not like a networking. What can you do for me?
I'm bad at that, so tell me what I don't know that I need to know.
Yeah, so it's a big, and it's not like I want something from you. It's, hey, my approach is just, hey, what's up? You're great. You're funny. I just want to introduce myself, and then that's it. And then I see him around later. Oh, hey, and if you mentioned going boating in your set. If you ever want to go get a sailboat and be a couple of dudes on a boat. I mean, it's just like make friends, like make sure that people, and then and a lot of people won't want to make friends. I mean, people are like, making a friend, that takes so much time. I got to learn about it. I got to learn about your trauma. I got to learn. I may hate you. I've already got some friends. Don't stop. Like I mean, nobody in the scene when I first started, I was wearing a backwards hat. What was wrong with me?
Still wear a backwards hat
occasionally, but I was wearing it. In hindsight, I was like, "What's wrong with you? You're really leaning into that stereotype that you did not." But people didn't want to be friends. So honestly, the advice I give people is, when you go to like something where there's kind of a hang, whether it's a show or an open mic or a party or a dinner, be the last one to leave. Like, don't overstay.
I get sleepy.
Yeah, of course, but that's what I'm saying is you're going to have to be sleepy to be successful, right?
But also, I'm my worst when I'm sleepy.
Okay, well, then you got to drink a Red Bull and do something.
But then I'm not going to sleep that night.
Oh, my God, this is why you're not going to be, all the back talk. I'm tired, but yeah, you aren't going to sleep. And then but if this is your priority, then you just are going to have to be sleepy. And then but if you're one of the last ones to leave, because then there's a group of 30 and they're not really talking to you. And then, at 11 p.m., there's a group of 20. And then at midnight, there's a group of 10. And then there's a group of 5 at 1 a.m. And now all of a sudden you're in that inner circle. And that's when people are like, what's up? You're still here? Hell yeah. We got some, you're still hanging. And then that's when people connect with you. And then you have a chance to actually, if you're still battling for 30 people that they already know, you're never going to break that. So if you're one of the last, and then once you get them to buy into you and be like, yeah, you're a pretty good person, then the next time when there is 30, they'll be like, what's up? Oh yeah, did you one of those people that leaves early? And that just helps.
I do the at parties. It's harder with comedy because comedy's a comedy, but like at parties, I do the opposite. I show up early.
You can do that.
Because then it's like you start greeting people. What's up? There's no one here. It's just me to talk to. And then you talk to that person. And the next person comes in. And you're like, oh, hey, come on in. And then suddenly, instead of waiting for the 5, you already know all the 30 because you're the co-welcomer.
Yeah, you can do that, but I feel like people get a little looser once they've had a couple of drinks. And
Well,
then
I'm already drunk. That's the second key. Is you show up to the party early and drunk.
Okay.
So that everyone feels comfortable.
Oh, all right. So and it's like, doesn't matter if you haven't had a drink because I've been drinking.
Hey,
I drank them all.
You know, we've never met. My name's Tyler.
My name?
My name's Tyler. What
Hi.
can you do for me?
Yeah. What can you do for me? Do you have a LinkedIn? Can I find you on LinkedIn?
Can you do anything?
Yeah. But yeah, I think
I have a podcast. The Kendrick Lamar and there was a guy and he said hello.
He said hello?
And so maybe you could say hello.
I wonder if he knew. I hope he watches and he realizes the impact that he had on you.
Dude, if you're watching this, can you, and if you watch it this long, which is, it's a tough one. Maybe I'll mention this.
You piece of shit.
Maybe I'll mention this in the
improv.
intro. Hey, dude from the Kendrick concert, if you could just email me at tylerisgroce.com and say something about yourself, and then I'll...
TylerIsGroce.com? At Tyler, how do you email somebody at Tyler is gross? You just gave him the wrong. Email me at internetexplorer.google and then and I'll know. Email me there. And it's like
tylerisgroce@gmail.com.
Oh, all right.
Thank you so much, Hunter.
Sure.
And just tell me your side. Tell me how you thought of the concert. Tell me your side of things. And what do you want to? Do you want to say anything before we go about what are you doing? Your name's Hunter.
That's it.
And you have shows. You have
Hunter.
Cherrywood every week
Yeah.
at Tuesday, 8 p.m. in Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
You have Stone Drunk Sober, which you need to get me back on. And that happens regularly?
Yeah, every month.
Every month.
Once a month.
Okay.
Last Saturday of the month.
See those two belts?
Oh, I see them. And the crown.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, those are from that.
Yeah.
Victory.
So I don't see why you don't have a winner.
You already
back on.
won. You won. We had you.
So if I would have lost, I would have gotten more shows?
No. You would have gotten, but you got two. See, this is the kind of back talk that is not helping your.
Hey, let's get this party from 1 to 0. How about this? Oh my God, let's get this guy out of here. Then what? Don't you have an Instagram?
Yeah, Hunter Duncan Comedy.
I'm sure you post stuff on there.
Yep, that's probably the most active.
You have some hot things in the works, but you probably don't need to talk about that.
Yeah, there will be hot things working.
Yeah.
And then
it's gonna be at FPIA on Tuesday.
This Tuesday.
So this episode is coming out. This episode is coming out
July
after your FPIA, so it will have already happened.
Okay.
So that's not helpful.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I could have done better.
Sorry about the
Yeah.
sorry about how it turned out.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I think that's
yeah.
it,
No, this is great.
Man,
hopefully.
So wise, and you're still so charming. The whole thing.
Get out of here.
Tell if they. I'm tired. They know you were charming.
No. Let's see.
So that's not a secret. So, all right. Well,
thank you.
Appreciate you.
Hopefully I can come back. We can have a silly episode. We can do some improv.
We did some. If you want, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Just a silly time with.
Yeah, you told me the best thing was you think you did with Chewy, and now the competitiveness. I'm like I want to be silly.
We got some great clips from this.
All right, good.
As long as you feel good about it. You're gonna be so happy watching the clip.
Oh, okay, good.
And you're gonna be like, man, I did it.
Are you gonna be the focal point of the clip though?
I was funnier than you, so there's a good chance. There's a good chance that'll be the case.
This is what I knew was gonna happen.
But I try to look for times when we go back and forth, and we're both. It's not just like you're like. So I talked to my mom, and I'm like, Mom, blum, and it's like I'm shining. I'm like, no, we need some back and forth.
Yeah.
So I'll find it. All right, I'm done. Bye. Love you, Hunter. Bye. Oh, he didn't say it back.
I love you too.